y'all starting it off like that, huh? Oh, yeah. This is the month of October, baby, 2025. Still alive.
Funk Lounge, Talk Theater.
Oh.
Funk Lounge,
Yeah.
Funk Theater.
Oh, I like it.
Talk. Funk Lounge, Talk Theater.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Get it.
Funk Lounge, Talk Theater.
Oh.
Funk Lounge,
I like that.
Talk Theater.
Talk. That knowledge. I don't need no band. I can do my own. I can do my own music this way. You know, musicians be late talking about what they can't do. If you can't get your instrument, I'll use my mouth. No problems. I can depend on me.
Talk Theater. Funk Lounge, Talk Theater. Boom, 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 boom.
Get it? Can I bust? Oh. Get it? Oh, shucks now.
Funk Lounge, Talk Theater.
Ow.
Boom, 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 boom. Funk Lounge, Funk Theater.
The talk. Pull up on it, baby. Get in it, get out. Get in it, get out. Get in it, get out.
Funk Lounge, Talk Theater.
I mean, release this. Just like you.
Funk Lounge,
Get it.
Talk Theater.
Ooh, whoa.
Funk Lounge, Talk Theater. Yeah.
Oh.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to the Funk Lounge Talk Theater with yours truly, the Rex. Hello, how are all of you? It's been a while. Boy, the last time I talked with you was when my mom had passed. Wow, I did a show about the fabulous Sundeer. That's a mind blow, man, when my mom had passed. It's like another dimension. You know, it's totally amazing when you lose your parents, man. And it depends on how you take it. It really teaches you or shows you about yourself. I'm the only child, and my mother and father were queens, man. My mother was a queen, and my dad was a king. Of course, in Latin, Rex means king, but my father was a king naturally. His keyboard skills, his piano, his B3 organ playing, he was something else, man. And he's real big in the United Kingdom. Rex Garvin and the Mighty Cravers. You can look him up on YouTube. That guy in the middle with the glasses, that's my dad, man. I'm going to tell you what's so deep about parents and when you lose them. I was born gifted. And I was born kind of cute, too. And that's kind of been my handicap. Because when you're born gifted and cute, you know, you think it's going to last forever. And then sometimes you're in situations where you can be a little bit too confident or arrogant or whatever the case. But then some way along the way, life will knock you on your ass. And you be like, I've fallen and I cannot get up. And I've been knocked on my ass many a times. I'm talking about failure. I haven't been through the rituals of hell, but I've been close to it. Embarrassment. I mean, just everything, man. It's really a 24-hour job to be human. There are no lunch breaks, man. And you really got to keep up within yourself to be human now, because now we have artificial intelligence. And that's the ground floor of some really deep shit. I mean, whoever came up with artificial intelligence should be shot with a shit gun and arrested for stinking, man. Because it's going to go down. We're in the beginning stages of what's about to go down. Man or woman, wouldn't it be amazing that a robot created artificial intelligence? Wouldn't that be a mind blow for your ass? That it wasn't a human that did it, Because like Elon Musk, I know he didn't create, AI, but he looks like a robot, man. Elon, he got a unique name too. It sounds like a cologne out of the United Kingdom. Can I get a little bit of that Elon Musk, please? The way he got it going on. He's a billionaire and he helped out Trump doing things, but something looks kind of AI about him. But wouldn't it be amazing if a robot or an android created AI? Okay, so, human beings, you better check yourselves, man. When there used to be an expression back in the day when someone would say, man, are you for real? I don't know, because maybe I ain't for real, goddamn it. Maybe I'm a machine. Maybe I'm a robot. I don't know. What am I? So when somebody says, are you for real? That question mark should just linger over your head for a while. So we're living in unique times right now. But my parents, man, I'm working on their documentary. And I'm going to tell you, man, if you're doing something about people that's no longer here, you got to be a strong person, man, because I'm in storage bins, man. I got pictures, I got this, I got that, and I'm putting everything together. And what's so deep about me putting together this documentary about my mom, especially, I'm doing her by herself, because my father was a powerhouse, but my mother was something else too, man. I'm going to get deep into her story when she had a club in the South, Savannah, Georgia. She put a lot of people to work. Joe Tex came over to the house, Jimi Hendrix, Jackie Wilson. I mean, I had a full life, and it never really dawned on me the life I had, until I got older. There's an expression out there. It says, the youth is wasted on the young. And there's another one says, getting older is not for the weak. No shit, Sherlock. That's very true. You have to be a very strong person to get older, man, because when you are young, an adolescent or a teen or a kid or a younger person, you're in your time, and you don't go into the depth of your intelligent brain that resides within you. When you're young, when you're like 18 and 19, you don't think about heavy duty stuff because your mind is not conditioned to think that way, thank God, because you're young. But when you're young, it's amazing some of the dumb things you do that you wouldn't do when you're older. But at the time, it feels good. You don't see it being bad or pitiful. It may bring you some kind of joy, but later on, you can pay for that joy. And that joy may not end up being too good. It may be joy for the moment, but down the road, it's misery. So, like I said, being human is a 24-hour job, because you may have a lot of regrets. Something from the past can sneak up on your now, and you can have a nervous breakdown, man. You can go crazy. And that's where a lot of people out here are going nuts now, man. I mean, mental illness is at an all-time high. Something is in the water because people have definitely lost their mind. And that doggone COVID, man, COVID came into all of our lives, no matter who you are, what color you are. When COVID came into our lives, man, it changed everything. I mean, that situation flipped the script. It was deeper than the shot. It just, and it's so funny. You get a shot, then you think you cool. Then they say, well, you got to get a booster shot. Well, damn, how many shots do I need? Shit, I was okay before this first shot. Now I need a second, third one. And it ain't about the shot, man. It's about life, man. People are just different. You don't see people smiling like they used to. People used to have used to be another vibe out here, man. It's just different now. Even in the South is just different. Those nice Southern hellos, how you doing? People are just angry right now. The South was always the foundation of niceness. It was always they call it Southern hospitality. That's what they called it. Southern hospitality. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Good evening. How you doing? You don't want to say hello to people now because they may knock your ass. They may knock you out. They may go upside your head. You say hello, how you doing? You may get punched. So we're in different times right now, man. We're in a whole nother world right now. But my mom was something else. She was always peeping me. And what I mean by that, she was always checking me out. You'd be surprised who's checking you out. And I think I used to amaze my mother. I'm an only child. And when my mother and father was in full effect when I was little, man, when my father was like a working musician, my father was happening really in the 60s and early 70s. He was like a working clubs man, songwriter. He did work with Atlantic Records. And he would take me to the studio, the recording studio with him. And I met so many great people. I met the drummer Buddy Rich, who bought me a Yoo-Hoo. I met Perry Como, a lot of the singers back in the day. Who else? I met the comedian Robert Klein. My cousin who married this beautiful man by the name of Rod Perry, man. Rod Perry, a beautiful man. He's a part of my life, man. Because he's a beautiful man, beautiful Rod Perry. In case y'all don't know who Rod Perry is, man, the guy's a legend. There was a show back in the 70s called SWAT, television show SWAT. He played the role of Deacon. That's Rod Perry. Not the SWAT you see now with Shamar Moore. I'm talking about the original SWAT in the 70s, the black guy. Rod Perry, that's the guy, man. And my cousin Ricky Perry, Phaedra. Oh, man, I'm getting a little emotional right now because, I didn't realize it until I got older. And the reason why I say Rod played a major role in my life because when Rod would go to auditions in New York, he would take me and Ricky with him in the blue Volkswagen. And, man, we ran into, he knew everybody. Edie Gourmet, Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet, Goldie Hawn from Laugh-In, Ruth Buzzy. Went over to Merv Griffin's house. And he was a good-looking guy, man, so he knew all the women, And Ricky was so busy in the back playing with soldiers. Ricky would just be in another world. Ricky wouldn't be in his father's world at all. Ricky be kind of zoned out. He'll be drawing monsters and pictures. But me, man, I'd be nosy. I'd be looking at everything. You know what? By me being a heterosexual guy, I think I would have been better off being a gay person. I think I would have been better off being gay, man. I would have had more compassion. Because being a straight man ain't what it all cranked up to be. Being a heterosexual man is rough, man. But when you're gay, you're forgiven. But man, yeah, man. Because I love Broadway shows. I met Ethel Merman when I was little. There's no business like show business. I met her. I met Bert Law, who played the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz when I was little, backstage. Jimmy Durante, the one with the big nose. So I had a unique life as an American-born black guy. Yeah, man, I had a unique life. And it's amazing that my mind, I never thought about it till that's why I said, getting older ain't no joke. And they said, too bad the youth is wasted on the young, because I never thought about my life until I got older, especially when I lost my parents, and that's when you really start thinking about things. You have a lot of personal thoughts. My mom died on a Tuesday, February 4th of this year, 2025. She died Tuesday. And then Thursday, I went into the bathroom and I saw her. And I said, and she looked like she was in her 40s, because she was like 80 years old, man. But when I went into the bathroom that Thursday, she was like 40 years old. And I saw her. I said, I thought you died. She said, no, I didn't. I said, okay. I went back into the room. So she's my mother, Sundia, she's still here, man. My father's here too. They may be gone body-wise, but their spirit and their body of work is still here. And I have been blessed to have been around them, to have been a boy, a teenage man, and an adult. I'm glad that I spent time with them to realize their worth, their value, and to see what people mean to them and what they mean to people. Billy Vera, man. Billy Vera, I'm talking to him on Facebook. If y'all don't know who Billy Vera is, check. I'm telling you who Billy Vera is. This is deep. This man is deep. He made a song back in the late 60s called Storybook Children with Judy Clay. He's a white guy. And he did a book called From Harlem to New York, talking about his time in Harlem and do that. But Billy was like, I don't care about Justin Timberlake and Robin Thicke and all these white guys into black R&B and stuff. Billy Vera was the first white guy in the 60s of his type to do what he did, to sing with a black woman, which was very taboo back then. Storybook Children, man. Check it out. It's on YouTube. That's Billy Vera. And he knew my dad, man. And I've seen Billy in his transformation when he was looking like Ricky Nelson. Then he had long hair and stuff like that, the hook mustache, the hook beard and all that. But Billy, man, is like a force, man. He has a group called Billy and the Beaters, and he's real big out in L.A. And he went to L.A. and really made a name for himself, man. But he was down with Atlantic Records, and he went through the journey being himself. And man, this guy knows everybody. This man is an element. He's a pyramid, man. And he knew my dad, and he mentioned my father in his book. My father was kind of an inspiration to him, man. He would play with my dad sometime. My dad, Billy would pick up my dad, and they would do gigs together. They did a lot of sessions together. And Billy Vera, man, I'm gonna tell you, Billy Vera, that television sitcom with Kevin James, King and Queens. My eyes are getting red, my body's getting tight. The theme song, that's Billy Vera. Michael J. Fox, Family Ties. This song, Just What You Do, I Would Do at the Moment. That's Billy Vera. I think it's called At This Moment. Forgive me if I forget the title. But Billy Vera, Billy's in the mix. He's did a lot of sitcoms, television shows, producer. He's a historian. He has pictures from this man is like a museum. He loves R&B. He got pictures of like the Ronettes, the doo-wop era. I mean, he's a walking book. But he knew my dad, man. That tells you about the family. It's amazing how me and my father and I, and my mom, we kind of had the same life. Like, my father knew everybody in the industry, and I knew everybody too. Like Steve Harvey, before Steve Harvey got big, used to come over to the house. Jamie Foxx, Dave Chappelle. I got Dave Chappelle his first gig in Atlanta when he was doing the movie with Mel Brooks called Men in Tights. Men in Tights. It was a spinoff on Robin Hood, and Dave Chappelle was in there. I think Dave was like 19 at the time. And I got Dave, and I was out in L.A. in 1991. I was auditioning for Living Color, and I had met Dave out at the Improv. This is when I had my little time in comedy. In the comedy world, Out of the hour, I had like 5 minutes because I really wasn't meant to be a comedian, even though I'm a funny person, but stand-up comedy was never my thing. Where I'm at now is my thing. That's where I'm at in my life when it comes to, when I go by the Funk Prophet, that's me, baby. I totally lived that. I paid a lot of dues to have that title. A long time ago, people go, what the hell is a Funk Prophet? Or when I say I'm a laugh specialist, feel-good therapist, they would go, what the hell is that? They don't say that no more. They go, Rex, I get it. You know, some people know me as Rex. Some know me as Tony, like my family. My family calls me Tony. But Jamie Foxx, Steve Harvey, the late, great Bernie Mac, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, they know me as Rex. Some folks know me as Anthony, especially at the college. They know me as Anthony. But in the show business world, they know me as Rex. So I'm about to come out the closet here in Denver, Colorado, because I'm establishing myself here. I want to give love to my main man, Brian, at Mousetrap Studios, where I record my shows at. This guy's been a blessing, man. He feels me. He understands me. I like his energy and his vibe, so he plays a major role in my life. Some other people do as well. I want to give love to Devin. And what's the other guy? I got to get his name too, because he told me, I think his name is Ethan, but I'll give him some love later on. My man Marcus, T-Mama in Vicksburg, Mississippi. My man Scott Sharp's grandmother. She's 90 years old, and she's going to be 91 shortly. And she's giving up her record shop, man. This woman, this beautiful woman, man, down in Vicksburg, T-Mama, Miss Fidel. She has a record shop, and she has instruments, man. She has Willie Dixon's guitar, Buddy Guy, B.B. King. She's a beautiful woman too, man. She's posing with B.B. King, nice lady, man. In Vicksburg, but she's finally giving up her store, man. You know, people are giving up their record shops because people are not going to record shops anymore. You know, so like I said, all you young people, I meet a lot of young people, and when I talk to you, I call you old school souls, and I enjoy speaking with you. I see a lot of young kids wearing Metallica shirts, wearing AC/DC shirts, the Beatles, and I ask a question, and they wear a lot of Nirvana. Smells like Teen Spirit. And I always ask them, I said, you wear that shirt, but do you know the meaning behind that shirt? And they tell me. And they say, well, my parents turned me on to AC/DC, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Kool and the Gang. And when they say that, I say, hey, man, tell your parents they did a good job. And for them to carry out what they were listening, when their parents was talking to them, for them to carry out the message and let the conversation linger and wear a shirt, man, that's beautiful. It lets me know that in this world of modern technology and gadgets and AI, that these young humans are keeping the music and the memory consistent, because everything is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That should, every group, every singer, every performer, every entertainer is not in that building. So, and they're supposed to be in there. Like example, Ohio Players is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And where's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame located? In Ohio. And you got rappers in there, okay, but you don't have the Ohio Players in there. That's a shame. And that's racism, though. You know, some things is not racism, but sometimes it is racism. Because Sugarfoot, man, is our rock star. Man, fire, skin tight, contradiction, body vibes, angel, sugar, I wanna be free, skin tight, heaven must be like this, jive turkey, fop, hoochie coo. Sugarfoot is dangerous, man. He had that double neck guitar, and they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And it's about politics too. It's politics, man. But you know, these groups, we have to we have to cherish them within ourselves, man, because they mean so much to us. And that's why I just love our culture and our music. And, you know, groups like Pleasure from Portland, Oregon, Kool and the Gang, Heatwave, Sun, Slave, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Well, people are very familiar with Earth, Wind, and Fire, but there's so many other groups that people are not familiar with. Mtume, Mass Production, Brass Construction, Heat Wave. And people don't realize, you have a lot of people that only know Lionel Richie as a solo artist. Truly, All Night Long. But I'm going to tell you something, bro. When Lionel Richie was with the Commodores, oh, come on, bro. Their live shows were phenomenal. Oh, my God. They were on the same level as Earth, Wind, and Fire, the Commodores. People don't understand, man. When Lionel Richie was with the Commodores, they were awesome. I mean, it goes deeper than Brick House. I mean, you had Fancy Dancer, Machine Gun, Just to Be Close to You, and their slow jams were beautiful, man. Their ballads, you don't get slow jams anymore like you used to, man. A good slow jam, like Heat Wave, Always and Forever. Ohio Players had some great slow jams too, man. Good Luck Charm from the Mr. Mean album. And the Isley Brothers, man. Oh my gosh, jeez. Chris Jasper, Marvin Isley, Ernie Isley. When the other brothers got with O'Kelly and Rudolph, then they became 3+3. Fight the Power, Live It Up, Who's That Lady? Living the Life. Disco Nights, I Want to Get With You, Pass It On, Go All the Way, Take Me to the Next Phase, Who's That Lady? I mean, Ron Isley, man, oh my goodness. And that's what I'm saying, to be black is sometimes a setback, and thank God for the white kids, thank God for the audience. We have to give the white audience. This goes back to Alan Freed in the 50s, where thank God for white kids who love black music, because the powers that be player hating. So we have to realize, man, without the white audience and other cultures, man, the black artists would be in trouble, because we can't depend on our own people. Because black on black, there's some player hating. There's some player hating too. Because other cultures out there, don't think all blacks like each other. No, we don't. We some player hatings. We don't like each other, man. We're horrible. I think it's from that damn boat ride that we were never on. We blame slavery. Ain't not one of us been a damn slave. Not one of us, But I think that we haven't had therapy from that trip. And a lot of us was already here. They said they bought like Negroes from Africa. That's kind of a myth, because you'd be surprised who was already here. So it depends on what book you read, because some books are lies. Okay, don't believe everything you read before you came to be. Before many of us humans were born, we were born to read a book that's already written. But sometimes that book can be a lie. Okay, so you have to go within yourself, within your personal soul, and find the truth on what you feel is true. Because man or woman, they can change history. That's why they call it history, because it's his story. HISTORY, his story, or her story, her, HERSTORY, her story. So sometimes you may not be a part of the history or her story. So where's your story at? And sometimes if you read something and you're a spiritual, common sense, right mind, sometimes you can read something and go, you know what, this ain't right. Something don't feel right. And when something don't feel right, when something within you don't feel right, it ain't right, because it's a spiritual feeling. A lot of us, you'd be surprised who you're talking to when it comes to humans, because human beings, our bodies are just vessels, man. You'd be surprised. Our spirit could have been here. We could be living deja vu. Like with me, man, I have like slave-like flashbacks. I can go back to the 1800s. I can go back to a cabin somewhere in Mississippi, Alabama, somewhere, and I can go back to that. I can go to that moment, that day, and I know it was that one day, man, where that black person was catching hell, being called boy, being called nigger, all that kind of stuff, and that slave or that person that was under the Jim Crow law, where they couldn't say nothing, where they had to bow their head and stuff, but they would mumble underneath their breath, that kind of stuff. I know there was many black people that was catching hell through racism and being dissed in every which way. I know they had to look up in the sky, in the blue sky on a sunny day, while drinking some lemonade. They had to say, "My God, It's got to be better than this. Well, I feel I'm the better from that day. Whatever hell they were catching that day back in the 1800s is now 2025. And I am a representation from that hell they caught. I am the better from their day, and we all are. And this is a deep time for humans, no matter what color you are. This is a deep time for all of us as a people, because there's something bigger than us out there. And it's not about race anymore, as quiet as it's kept. It's some other crap that's going on. And a lot of us has been at each other for a long time. All this racial crap, come to find out, it's been a waste of time. We spent so much time not liking each other, dissing each other, and while we're going through all that craziness, other shit is coming in and ruining our day because human beings cannot get their act together. Okay, here it is, 2025, and we still got a race problem. Why? Because we're bored, and a lot of us wasn't burped as a baby. Okay, we got issues. So we're going through a lot right now. But I'm going to tell you, man, my mother, the fabulous Sandia, the family knows her as Audrey. She was something else. I didn't realize how beautiful my mom was. It's amazing when people are living, you don't think about things. That's why I said life and death is deep. Because when people go, that's when you start thinking about things. But when they're here, you take it for granted. And your mind does not go there to think about things. It just doesn't. You don't think about it. But when someone leaves, oh man. And then it depends on what they leave. Sometimes it can be bad spirits. It can be good spirits. Middle of the night, you hear stuff falling and doors slamming. Like, what the hell is that? But my mother left a beautiful legacy, man, a beautiful woman. And you're going to hear, matter of fact, right now I was talking about her peeping me. My mother used to just watch me. And I want y'all to listen to her talk to my father about me. My mother would make tapes and send them, to my father, and they would have discussions. They would talk. And she's talking about me on a tape to my father about how much I used to imitate him. Because I was a daddy's boy, man. When my father would come home from a gig, he'd come home like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. He'll wake me up and have me watch TV with him and stuff like that. But I didn't know how great my father was till he passed, man, And I'm glad that I have the greatness of him to guide me. Oh, man, I'm about to get emotional. Shit. Damn. Whew. I thought I was over this. Wow. But yeah, man, he was a great guy. He did the best he could, oh man. Wow. Ooh. My father, he loved his family. And when he got with my mother, he just didn't marry my mother. He married the family. He loved my family. He loved my grandmother. He loved everybody. He was a nice man. He was a good man. And he was a beautiful spirit. He wrote nice songs. And him and my mom would get together. And they would have jam sessions. And we were all, nobody knew this about us, man. We sang together. Matter of fact, I have a CD of all three of us doing something in the studio together, man, back in the 80s. A lot of people, even my own family, they have no idea about my mother and father, how they were as artists and performers. Because my family, they're full of gossip. All they do is gossip, and they say things. And they don't know what the hell they're talking about, I would tell people, if you're around a toxic family that gossips, man, get away from them because it's poison. And they were great. My mom was beautiful. She was a good person, and she written a lot of great songs. She inspired a lot of people. And I know when my mom had passed, thank God for the love out there. I didn't get it from my family because I'm not connected with them at all. And I never will be. I don't care to be connected with those people. And I don't mind putting it out there because it's true, because I'm done. I'm over 60. There's no more fronting. There's no more. I'm not going to put everything out in the street, but the family is my world. Anybody I run into, students, people that I run into, I have new friends. I have new people in my life. They're my family. Family ain't got to be blood. Sometimes they say blood is thicker than water. Bullshit. Sometimes a stranger is better. Sometimes a stranger is better, man. My mother and father, man, they were beautiful. I'm them, you know. Food, my mother made the best food. She made baked beans. My grandmother was a great cook. Music, laughter, that's why I'm the way I am. I'm totally a representation of my household. People say when they come to my place, they have a great time. A lady friend of mine gave me the greatest compliment I ever heard in my life. She told me this year, she says, Rex, angels come to your place to relax. I've never heard that before. That was beautiful. Oh, that was like music to my ears for someone to tell me that. She said, angels come to my place to relax. Even gang members, man, I had like thugs, Crips, Bloods, man, who's tired of living that life. When they come to my place, man, it's like they come to church. My cousin Ricky, oh man, Ricky Perry, man, Rod's son from SWAT. I was talking when my mom had passed. I talked to Ricky. Talking to Ricky was so nice for me. It was like a gift because he knew me back in school. He knew we grew up together. It's like my cousin brother. He knew me, you know, and he said he calls me Tony, not Rex. He says, like I said, the family calls me Tony, but everybody else calls me Rex. He says, yeah, Tony. He says when we were in school, you always hung with the bad kids. Because I'm a nerd. I'm middle class. You know, I'm really I'm a chocolate covered white guy in real life. I love my white friends, my Jewish friends, my Italian friends. I never had a race problem. I'm one of those rare ones. I can go around Klan or skinheads. They love me. It's true. I've been to Coos Bay, Oregon, because I used to do the comedy on the road back in the early 2000s, and you know, I used to do comedy is deep. Comedy and food is deep. You know, food and comedy is really deep, man. Because, you know, I work in the food industry now. Like I do catering and stuff like that. And I'm doing my entertainment thing with food, laughter, and music. So I'm about to go full on with Funk Lounge Talk Theater. I'm doing live shows with Funk Lounge Talk Theater. I'm going to do music, food, and performing. So I'm just giving everybody the whole gamut of what I do. But yeah, but comedy's deep, man. Comedy is a unique concept to meet people. When you make somebody laugh, no matter what color they are, they may have hang-ups, they may have issues, but when you make another human of another culture laugh, that's pretty deep. And I've been gifted to be around all kind of people, like East Indian people, Spanish, Latino, no matter what. If they're human and walking in another culture, and if they're trying to be human toward me, and if they like me a little bit, after a while, they're going to like me a lot. And then we're going to end up loving each other, man, no matter what. I got some redneck buddies in places you would not believe, man. They love some Rex, man. They do anything in the world for me, man. I got some good friends, and I appreciate them very much, man. I mean, some good old boys, man. They said, Rex, if you ever need anything, let us know. I mean, Latino, Mexican, gang members, whatever, man. They always there for me, man. I got that from my parents. My mother and father were like that. I know back in New York, man, there's some mafia dudes, Italian guys. They loved my mother, man. If you seen that movie Bronx Tale, when that Italian guy was dating the young black chick, that's real. But Chaz Palminteri, the actor, that's real. Italian men in New York love some black girls, man. They love black women. And them Italian men, they loved my mom. And I didn't know some of them was in the mob. I didn't know that, man. And my father's music is like mob friendly. My father's music was in Raging Bull. It was in what's that? Living La Vida. What's that? Lou Diamond Phillips. La Bamba. That movie La Bamba. My father's, you see at the end credits, you're going to see Rex Garvin. That's my dad, man. He written Over the Mountain, Across the Sea, Emulsified, Soccer to Him, JB. And so I know when some of these Italian guys in New York go, hey, Rex is your dad. Oh, my, hey. You know, these guys are like in their late 70s, you know, in their 80s, but that doo-wop era in the 50s, man, my father played a major role. And I get emails from the United Kingdom. They love my father's music. So to have my father and mom together like that, it's beautiful, the legacy they left. They left a great legacy of music and the respect. And so when you have people like that who respect your parents' work, it's beautiful. It's a nice feeling because they left something. And I don't feel empty. I feel so full because of the love they get and the love I personally get being me. The kids at the college, man, I love them so much. Wow. They make my day. Because kids need elders. They don't need equals. I love to be respected, man. Like young girls, they don't feel like I'm a creepy old man. They feel safe that they can talk to me. Because a lot of men, you know, grown men over 40, over 50, they be trying to talk and flirt with these girls. Or you don't do that. They're children. You know, leave the kids alone. Let them get time to grow. You know, any of you dirty bastards that mess with children, you need to be taken away and dropped off a cliff somewhere, never to return. These kids don't need nothing flirty, trying to talk to these girls because they got their little belly buttons. They're looking all cute. That's not for you. That's not for you. That's for their age. You know, you stick with your own. If you're going to mess with somebody young, if you're over 60, make sure she's like around 40 years old and up. But like around 18 and 17, leave the kids alone because you're going to pay for that shit one day too. And that's what those kids at the college, they really inspired me to do what I'm doing for the youth, man. I get letters. What I get, I mean, for these kids to take time to write a letter to you, I'm not talking about sending you an email. No, they take time to get a pen and a paper and write a letter. That's beautiful, man, because they don't have to do that because these new kids is occupied in their own time. They have so much they're doing. This is their time, you know, between 16 to 30. They're living their life, man. They got their friends, they're on the computer, they're content creators, they're on YouTube. They doing a million one things besides thinking about your grown ass. But for me to get letters from them saying, hey, Mr. Anthony, thank you, you know, all that kind of stuff. They say Mr. too. I mean, good grief. I mean, I am so blessed to meet beautiful kids that's ready for the future. So for a lot of you grown folks out there that think there's no hope through some of our youth that you see out there on the street that's breaking into cars or whatever you see on television, don't believe in the propaganda. Don't believe in that. There's a whole lot of good young people out there that are ready for the world. And they're going to do it upright, man. They're going to do it upright. So we're in good hands. Even though we're going through this nervous breakdown, because the nervous breakdown is real. People are going crazy, man. There's a lot of women out there, too. Just, you know, being homeless now is just different than it was years ago. Because back in the day when you were homeless, it was only for like maybe, a couple of months, maybe a year or so. But this new homeless, man, it's like it's like a one-way ticket to hell because everything is just so doggone expensive. There's no more rent specials. Remember those rent specials? You can move in for $1. No more. The first month we're going to take $500 off. No, they ain't. This is just crazy now. Colorado has become really New York. Colorado has become California. And I know the people that are born here, and you know what? I feel sorry for the real Coloradans, the people that are born here. You know why I feel sorry for them? Because they were nice people and they wasn't bothering nobody. Okay? Colorado was always a place by itself. I always say that Colorado's not a state. It's another planet. It's just different. And nobody thought about coming here. The people that thought about coming here, you know, they were going skiing, going to the mountains, all that kind of stuff. But baby, as soon as they legalized that damn bullshit weed, all hell broke loose. And the weed ain't that damn good, man. You don't even get a buzz. You don't get hungry, nothing. Only thing that weed do is make you paranoid. It don't do nothing for you.
Okay, you better off going to somebody's house, and just getting your shit like back in the old days, because this new stuff, man. If you go to a weed shop and it's next to a supermarket, that shit ain't good. Okay, you just spending money, and getting not near buzz at all. so you might as well just go eat a bowl of soup and call it a day. Okay, or get some cough medicine. Get some Robitussin, something like that, because the weed thing is completely out. You can forget about that. Or get some old fashioned Uncle Walter moonshine up in this piece, But yeah, man. But my mom, I want to play you this, man. My mom was talking to my father about me, about when I was 5 or 6 years old, and she was talking about me being around white kids. My mom said, this guy was around. He said, this guy, cause my mom would snap on me. Sometimes I caught my mom looking at me a couple of times, and she wasn't looking at me out of love. No, she was looking at me like, look at this motherfucker. Come on. My mom be peeping me, man. She be checking. You never know who's checking you out. She'd look at me like, look at this mom. It wasn't no look of kindness. It was like, look at this guy. Look at this guy. You got to check him out. He's something else. Look at him. And I used to imitate my dad, man, because my dad's a people person. My mother's a people person, too. But listen to this, man. I want y'all to listen to my mom talk to my dad about me. And then we're going to get on with some other stuff. Check it out.
So you have to be very careful what you put into your children. Like I was telling you when I sent you that picture of Tony in the school in New Rochelle with all those white kids. Look at that picture again. Count all the white kids. Only 2 little black kids there. And Tony and one other little black kid. And he's other little black kid, real little nerd. Okay, 2 little black kids there in that whole school. That's totally amazing. And so when Tony seen you in your suit, so remember, he thought that he was you. So he didn't think he had to go to school with a suit and a tie. So that was the funny part about it. And he thought that was the right thing to do. So some days I didn't have the suit and the tie. And he refused to go to school. He refused to go to school. Because he had to walk in and make his impression. So, and even then when he would go to a birthday party, he would have to wait. He would like to be the last one coming to the birthday party. Okay, this guy, you have to think about Tony. Ain't nobody like him. Okay, so even going to a birthday party, all the other kids already at the party. I said, Tony, hurry up, let's get to the party. And he would just take his time. Then I found out later, while he was taking his time, he wanted to be the last one to get there. I mean, he's only 6 years old there. He wanted to be the last one to get there so everybody can go nuts that Rex is here. Okay? So I was telling you before, that even the parents didn't know that Rex was a little black guy. So they didn't know. That's why I was saying be careful what you put into your children. So when the girls were talking about this guy, Rex's kid in my class, he's so cool, the parents thought he was just another little white kid because it was an all-white area. It never dawned on them that Rex was a little black kid, okay? And so when the girl, Rex coming to my birthday party. Rex, he had a little birthday party invitation back every week. And so, I didn't go to it because I couldn't afford to buy these gifts. Every week, the girls, Rex had to come. So when you took Rex to a birthday party, he would wait till the last minute so the girls can go nuts. So I never forget him going to this little girl, Darlene's birthday party. And the girls was waiting. And so finally, we knocked on the door. And the mother of them will say, "Oh, you Rex, you who the girls been waiting for." And they just started screaming and hollering. Oh, that was so much fun. But to see that when people didn't have racism, they put that race into their children. Boy, what a day.
Yes, indeed, mother dear, talking about yours truly. Peeping. My mother was checking me out. It's nice to hear her talk, man. I got so much stuff. Y'all buckle up. Wow.
And this was back in the 60s. You know, race relations was better in the 60s than it is now. You know, that's why I said I came up in a, my life is unique. People loved my parents, my grandmother. My grandmother was beautiful too, man. I'm gonna show you a picture of her too. I got a beautiful family, and we always had all kind of people over at the house. So that's why I'm the way I am. You know, I'm an adult version of what I was. No matter what color, we had people, man. That's why I'm not lost. There's no identity crisis at all. My identity is totally intact. I know who I am because of my flashback, because of my wonderful parents. Wow. Phew. Oh, man. I have my moments, man. But this one is deep. And then I want y'all to go to in the Funk Lounge Talk Theater. I want y'all to check out Charles Washington Jr., where we're talking about Chris Jasper. Where at the beginning, my mother and father talking about, we're having our conversation jam session. My father's talking about when James Brown first came to the Apollo. And I have more talk about that too. My father talking about Frankie Lyman from the Teenagers and all kind of conversation, man. I know when and the year was 2000, I had hooked up with Jimmy Castor, the master caster, man. Bertha Butt Boogie, Is Just Begun, Space Age. Great guy, man. When he found out that Rex Garvin was my father, he brought me into his life, man. Me and Jimmy was friends. And he knew my mother too, Sunday, because my mother did a column on him. And Jimmy had my mother's article about him in his scrapbook, man. He still had, out of everything this man has been through, Jimmy has all kind of press about him all over the world. Jimmy Castor. Because Jimmy started off back in the 60s with Hey Leroy. Matter of fact, go on YouTube and go to American Bandstand with Dick Clark and put in Jimmy Castor, Hey Leroy. You're going to see Jimmy when he was young. And that's Jimmy, man. He knew my parents, and that's how he brought me into his life. And I did some work with Jimmy, and I'll tell you about that later. And I have a little story about me, man. I'm something else, and I don't say that from a bragging point of view. I say that I'm just proud of myself that I've done something in my life. Cause there was a long time, man, I was feeling like worthless. I was feeling like crap. I didn't feel like, I had my little moments, man. But there's nothing, I'm gonna tell you, when you feel empty and when you get it back from people, it's the greatest feeling ever. I mean, Christmas, December 25th cannot touch how you feel as a human any other month when somebody gives it back to you. It can be October, it can be November, April, whatever the case, man. But when you get it back from people, when they say thank you, that's a gift within itself, man. And it makes you feel so worthy. I know when I was working at this job, man, this gang member came back. He was looking for me. He said, Rex. He said, I want to say thank you, man. Oh, damn, I'm getting choked up again. His name is Terry. Terry had teardrops in his eyes. He had, scars. But I talked to him, man. He came back 2 years later. He was looking for me. He said, Rex, you talked to me. He said, you changed my life. He said, Terry. He said, you changed my life, man. He was hardcore, man. He said, you talked to me. And when you get that back from people, man, that does something to you, man. Because I cry a lot now. I didn't cry before, but back in the day, I didn't feel too much stuff because I was kind of, a little bit out of it. But now that I'm in contact with my feelings, if you will, I cry like a woman named Wilma. I'm a Girl Scout, man. I'll break down. Ain't got no shame, Jack, okay? I don't mind a tear, man. It just lets you know that you're alive, man, that you got some emotions going on, So, yeah, man, Denver, Colorado, my home. I love the people here, man. They treated me so well, especially when my mom had passed. I mean, the week my mom had passed, February, I went by the bank. The bank people were nice to me. I went to Subway. Lady gave me a free sandwich. It's just cool, people. It's like the whole world was nice that day. It was February 4th. That whole week, man, people were just so nice to me. And just to, when you lose somebody and people are nice to you on the street when they know you and they're familiar with you and how they talk to you, you're in no position to feel bad, man. You just can't feel bad because people are there for you. And then you realize how much time you put in, 'Cause I've been in Denver now for over 20 years, And you get to realize the time you put in. It's like planting seeds. I planted seeds and now they're trees, I put some, I watered them through the years, I call them life seeds. You got the garden of life, and you got to fertilize those seeds you planted. And you fertilize it, man, and the seeds sprout and they grow. And man, it's beautiful. So I'm never alone. Even though I am alone, I'm by myself. But I kind of dig my solitude, man, because when I go home, and I found out I was gay too. I'm gonna be honest, I found out I was gay. And I go home to myself. I'm in love with me. When I see me, I fall into my arms. I go, "It's you, Rex. I love you." I'm in love with me. I open the door. I'm in there making pancakes. "Hey, Rex, I'm home. I love you." Me and myself be arguing with each other and stuff. "You silly goose." Me and myself, we be running around playing tag with each other. I be chasing myself around the house, and I be chasing. I said, "Tag, you're it. Come here, you little biscuit, you little vitamin, you." I be in the house wrestling with I be in the house wrestling with myself. I love being alone. I had a female guest come the other day. I kicked out. I said, I want to be by myself. You bore me. Get out of here. You interrupted my time with me. Oh, I got to stop this. But anyway, hey man, I got to give love to my cousin, Grand Mixer DXT, the Supreme. This brother, man. Okay, DXT, there was a jam back in the day called Rocket by Herbie Hancock. It came out in 1984. I stand to be corrected. But Grand Mixer DXT is responsible for Herbie Hancock getting a Grammy. Yes. Matter of fact, I was watching Young Shelton yesterday. I love that show, Young Shelton, man. Funny show. I love that show, Young Shelton. They played Rocket on there. And Herbie Hancock named Grand Mixer DXT the turntablist. Yes. But D is really a musician, man. What a guy. And I'm gonna tell you, that's my other half. You think I'm a trip? Me and him together is brutal, and I'm going to bring him here. I'm going to bring him here to Denver, and we're going to be at the college, and we're going to talk to the youth about hip hop, about the state of hip hop. Hip hop, is it not? I'm afraid not. So we're going to go deep into the origins of hip hop, and it's going to be deep. And I'm going to let you know I'm doing the Funk Lounge Talk Theater video. Matter of fact, I'm shooting the video now, so you're going to see me live. This concept I have here is called listening ear theater. It's called listening ear theater. And, wow. I'm doing a live show. I'm going to do my music, and I'm going to do a performance seminar for the young people. It's called The Musical Diet, How to Digest the Music, and You Are What You Listen to. And I like that beat I had too, man. I did a beat on the show, the Funk Lounge Talk Theater beat. I like that. I was telling my engineer, Brian, I said, man, I'm not going to talk over that. I'm going to let that play. So I like that one. So yeah, and I'm opening up my place called the Center for the Musically, Mentally, Culturally Disrupted. And this is, and I really want to get a lot of American-born blacks to come to this, man, because African people, Spanish, Latino, white people, Africans and American black people are totally different. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because all this African American, that's not true. African Americans are African kids that are born here, and their parents are from Africa, Ethiopia, Nigeria, wherever they're from. African kids that are born here who have African parents from Nigeria or wherever they're from, those are real African Americans. American blacks that are born here, we don't know who the hell we are. Okay, we are in a cultural crisis. We are in cultural confusion. We don't know what we are. We could be from Barbados, Jamaica. We don't know what we are. It's sad. I mean, some people are going to get mad, but I don't care because it's true. Because a lot of us are not African Americans. I think Jesse Jackson or whoever coined that phrase, but it's wrong. Again, real African Americans are kids that are born here and their parents are strictly from Africa. Those are African Americans. But American black people that have black people from the South, like Aunt Gertie Mae and Hattie Mae and Miss Penny and all them, and your generations are from like Mississippi, Alabama, wherever you from in the States. You are indigenous and you are what you are, and I don't know what you are, but you ain't no African American. So you are an American-born black person, and the American-born black person needs help because people now have Negro fatigue. They call it black fatigue, but some people call it nigger fatigue, okay? It's just true. People are just tired of ratchet black people, and I'm not one of them, okay? On these cruise ships, being loud, ridiculous, and the birth of that madness is thug hip-hop culture. I said it, yes it is. When thug life became a culture, underprivileged black kids who have no purpose in life started having a purpose. You know, kids across the railroad tracks and the projects before it was called the hood, they stayed their place. They didn't come to certain places. But what happened? They started coming to the malls, going to restaurants, and having no class. And they come there starting shit. And then we have black people take up for them. Well, man, we just being us. No. Your name ain't on no lease, okay? Don't forget, when you black going to certain places, or when you a Negro or whatever when you call yourself, you are a guest. You don't own shit. And you can't go to other people's place tearing up shit, okay? Because people don't have to like us. We're not a must anymore. Uncle Ben is over. Aunt Jemima is done. We're no longer needed. So the question is, hey, Negro, what's your value? What's your purpose? What's your future? Okay? So you have to study things like that. What is your purpose on this planet? Because we've been replaced by other cultures because white folks have replaced us. White folks are the new Negroes now. Okay? You see all these white people on the street talking to themselves, walking backwards. Okay? That's called a Negro feeling. Okay, white people don't want to hear about Black Lives Matter. No, their lives matter too. Because white people are tired. I'm talking for a lot of white people who don't bother nobody, who just want to be left alone. They don't bother nobody, man. Okay, all white people didn't own slaves, and they're tired of feeling guilty for no reason. Leave white people alone. They got their own problems. They got to worry about Becky, Connor, Tyler, okay, who's burning the house up on that meth, on that shit. White people are going through some shit, okay? They don't want to hear about no Negro problem. They got their own problems to worry about, okay? Because being white ain't what it's cranked up to be, okay? That's a myth. Same thing being black. It ain't cranked up what you think it is, man. You know, we got these stereotypes. We live in this propaganda, but people are catching hell. And we have to go by this racism crap. People are just trying to be human, trying to make it, man. You know, but the American black person, our young youth, they need help. Cause if you are born in 2000, and if you're born in 2004, you 18 and 19 years old, you should not be worried about Biggie or Tupac or worried about P. Diddy party. You wasn't even around when that shit was happening. You see how they make you brainwashed to care about that shit? Cause you have nothing to do with that. P. Diddy don't even know you. He don't even know you. And you worried about a P. Diddy party. I don't care. I'm worried about my rent, my cable, and what kind of food I'm eating. Am I eating artificial intelligence steak? Am I eating okra? And also, too, this chicken, Popeye's chicken, the chicken is horrible now. Okay? The chicken is horrible. Church's chicken, all that is horrible. And I'm going to talk about that later, too. I don't know what kind of chicken that is, but it ain't the chicken I'm used to. Because I don't see no grease popping out. Okay, so I think we're eating AI chicken. Even if you go to Burger King, nothing tastes the same anymore. It's just so different out here. We got other things to worry about instead of racism and stuff. You better worry about other stuff. But hey man, it's been a joy speaking with you. Get ready for the live show I'm going to be doing at the college. It's called the Funk Lounge Talk Theater Live, the musical diet, how to digest the music. Now I'm getting kids listening to old school. I want young people to listen to Barbra Streisand, Joni Mitchell, get some vinyl. Listen to the lyrics, man. Listen to some old school music, because this new stuff y'all listening to is not mentally healthy. This new music you guys are listening to is made for androids and robots. There's no depth, no substance, no feeling. Listen to some blues, B.B. King, Buddy Guy, Willie Dixon, Albert King. Who else? There's so many artists out there. Howlin' Wolf. One thing about white kids do that. White kids are good at that. White kids know how to listen to everything, but American black kids, they just stuck on MC Nigga Nuts. That's it. They don't expand their mind. If you talk to a young black kid and mention Sammy Davis Jr., they don't know who the hell you talking about. If you mention, it's so bad. If you talk to an American black kid and mention Dr. Martin Luther King, all they know is the street. They know nothing about what that man did. They have no idea. A lady friend of mine told me she went to a gathering and they were playing Billie Holiday's "Strange Fruit" and kids dancing off that shit. They don't know They don't know the story behind that song "Strange Fruit." It's about black bodies swinging from a tree, and they dancing off that because they don't know the definition or the origin of the record. So we really have to re-educate our youth, man. We have to talk to them, especially American-born black kids. Cause all they know is boom, 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 MC Nigga Nuts, chicken wings, hair weaves, Dollar Tree, just stupid shit, nothing to educate their mind, and just loud and ridiculous, and they think they're a must. No, we're not. People don't care about our ass no more. We done played out. Okay, no more housekeeping jobs, no more butler jobs. Remember that movie The Help? That was the last episode. It's over for us. It's a wrap, you know. So, you know, we have to get it together. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give love to my man Grand Mixer DXT, who's gonna come drop some science on you. This guy's a genius, man. He's gonna talk about the origins of rap, of hip hop. Is it not? We're gonna go deep into that. And it's going to be great. So this has been a joy speaking with you. This is yours truly at the Funk Lounge Talk Theater. I had some, and let me give love to, I got to say this. My man, I mentioned this before. I'm going to say it again. Ethan, that's with Devon. Moose, my man, Marcus. Who else? There's so many young people. But this is my crew here I'm going to be doing some work with. Moose, Devon, and Ethan, I want to say hello to you. And again, Miss Fidel, you're 90 years old in Vicksburg, Mississippi, Scott Shop's mom. You are a beautiful spirit. Thank you for what you've done on the planet. You've been on this planet for 90 years, man. How about the stories you have? I may want to get her on the show. I may want to talk to Miss Fidel, Scott's grandmother. I can imagine the stories that she has about who she met. Because she got a picture with B.B. King and Buddy Guy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell Scott, I'm going to talk to his grandmother, you know, about her life and down in Mississippi, being her. That'd be an interesting story. Because she's a white lady, too. So I can imagine the story she has. And she's going to be 91. So she looks really good, too. God bless her. To all the mothers out there, all the fathers, all the people that's living, and I'm going to tell you, people, get into vinyl, get some cassette tapes. If you're going through a lot in your life, play some old school music. Really, yeah, do that. Play some old school. It'll help you. It'll heal you. Mose Davis, I love you, man. I'm doing my version of Can I Bust? I'm doing the video Can I Bust, man. That's the jam there. I'm doing my funk tracks. I got some music coming out, yours truly. So I'm living my dream, man. So for those of y'all who remember me in comedy for a couple of minutes, that was a long time ago. That was then. But now at the age of 63, I'm coming at you full power and exact. I am the Rex. This is Funk Lounge Talk Theater. And this has been great speaking with you. And I will talk with you shortly and get ready for the Funk Lounge video where you will see me live perform and do the seminar. Until next time, ciao.